Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 20 Semifinals. It took me a goddamn minute to load in, but here we are. Today, we're taking a look at Clock and Ball Torture, the Charlie Wang team, taking on the Fellowship of the Ping, the Kyrix team. And the game's a bit too loud, so
remaining. Radiant team ban.
let's turn that down a bit. With me here today, as always, on Sundays most of the time, is the Dr. Dota, Randy.
I'm here at least for the first 2 games. If
And-
there are 3 games.
And the guy who randomly jumped into the casting channel at the last second, Jumpman.
What's up?
Jumped in, Jumpman, get it?
Dire team ban.
It's gonna be an interesting series here. The
10 seconds.
Charlie Wang
remaining.
team was really in a tailspin the last few weeks of group stage,
5
right? I mean, they were
seconds
throwing
remaining.
some losses to some like pretty low-ranked teams. They ended up with a neutral record
Dire team
after dominating performance early on. But
Radiant
quarterfinals,
team
they came in guns blazing. I mean, they actually put the boots to very quick pick, Shadow Shaman Dazzle. They put the boots to the Granola lineup in a pretty big upset, I think. Became, I believe, the first number 6 team to ever advance on bracket. And here we are now. Meanwhile, the
10
Fellowship of the
seconds
Ping has 2
remaining.
people who just woke up.
Dire team ban.
So, it's an interesting, I guess we should open chat.
Ten seconds remaining.
There we go.
5 seconds
It's
remaining.
an interesting situation for the Charlie Wang team. There's something to be said for the Fellowship of the Ping team as well. I mean, they're the number 2 team, right? But in a way, just the
Radiant team
sheer momentum of Clock and Ball Torture coming into this, the Charlie Wang team might actually be favored to win. What do you guys think? Jumpman, I know you're a big Chobro fan.
Random. Who knows?
There you go.
You're cutting out.
Blame, I don't know, blame something. It'll fix itself soon, I think. It might have fixed itself by now, I don't know.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I hear you
Yeah.
now.
Cool. Man, my Discord is having some awesome problems today. Luckily, that's not going to affect the actual stream. It is just going to suck. I like, you kind of have half of these very conventional, almost generic picks, the Shadow Shaman, the Ogre Magi. And then you have half kind of,
10 seconds remaining.
not off the wall picks necessarily, but the Dazzle, the Dawnbreaker, 2 heroes who've not had a huge presence in this season. Most of the time we've seen the Dazzle that's been in the hands of Whimsical Dragon, and he's playing in the other series this week. Following it up with what may be the pick of the season. Kyrix got both of the super annoying heroes that are in every game. That's a good thing to see.
5 seconds remaining.
Kyrix's stacks Hex from last week is now backfiring. True. I mean, hey, they all made it. Inno and Renee woke up. Apparently, Renee woke up prior to the game and then just fell back asleep immediately, so that's awesome. You know, Looter, Renee lives in Dallas now. You could go kick his ass. It's a true fact.
It's a true fact. Wikipedia that.
Fellowship of the Ping has strong heroes so far, but thus far they're really not making, since our War Runner coming up, really not making like a comp of any kind, if I'm being honest with you. Like, these heroes don't really add up to anything in particular. Well, the two supports have, like, decent stuns. Well, presumably supports. I guess I shouldn't
10
talk about
seconds
VS like
remaining.
she's definitely going to be a support, but you got decent stuns on the Shaman VS.
5
You've got
seconds
kind of,
remaining.
you know, the versus one guy element on VS. You've got the team fight element on the Dawnbreaker. Then the Shaman's kind of, like, balanced between those. There's not really any great, like, combos or synergy or anything, except, I guess, potentially being able to swap people into the Shaman Snakes, which is always funny, assuming he gets the circle. Dawn is super meta right now. Again, god damn it, she just can't keep it going. Is she super meta or is she super meta in pro games? Because that's two different things. Let's call a spade here.
Dawnbreaker?
Yeah.
I think she's meta right now.
Well, I mean, is she meta? I guess the way I'm putting it is she meta in a way that that people in LD2L are actually going to be able to take advantage of?
Yes. It's like 54, I think. Maybe a little lower, but hovering around 54 global, which I guess
10
I don't know if that means it's good in LD2L.
Typically that does.
Dire
Okay.
team ban.
This is interesting. Feel like the momentum's good. Like at the start of the season, I was checking, and she was like, you know, 50 sub 50.
Radiant team ban.
Ooh, Looter thinks it's gonna be a quick
Good.
2-0. Guy says global heroes are broken until they fix the map. What can you do? They had to gut Spectre for her not to be perma-pick/ban.
Yeah.
You know, Randy's a
10
really big fan
seconds
of the new
remaining.
map. I don't know if you guys knew that.
That's really good.
Team ban.
This looks like a pretty awesome
Anti-Mage
license.
has is Anti-Mage 0% grade this season? It might be.
No, he won, funnily enough, the weird anti-mage mid thing that the Granola team did last week.
10 seconds remaining.
When they faced the Charlie Wang team in group stage, they picked anti-mage and won with it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's London. Shoutouts to London. London, we had a great nostalgic throwback to when you played in LD2L this week by starting 25 minutes late.
10 seconds remaining.
It's just like you're still here. It's like you never left.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Interestingly, the Kyrix is still banning out P1s. He thinks this is going to be another anti-mage mid here.
10 seconds remaining.
Has really, outside of one victory in group stage, that has really not worked. Has like a 20% win rate in this season. Interesting to see DP being picked into the anti-mage here.
Yeah, they're also picking heroes that Anti-Mage is good into, so
10 seconds
just
remaining.
zero faith, essentially.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
It's kind of awkward. Good news is, I think it's still a pretty solid looking lifestealer answers that. Your Q gets you through a lot of those guys. You're gonna get a lot of HP off of the Centaur Balloon. That kind of sucks though. You don't really want to be facing a nice BKB piercing nuke like that. But it's not like the end of the world. It's not like an ungodly pick for him. Oh, it is indeed going to be Puzzle and Anti-Mage. In hindsight, it is kind of strange that they thought it was going to be the classic Moon River mid Anti-Mage this game. Maybe they got confused who was picking what last week. Grim is a very edgy looking anti-mage skin, I must tell you. In fairness, Chuck is a pretty edgy looking centaur as well. LD2L with longer delays than a major. It happens. I think for the Dire, unsurprisingly, I mean, I guess this is a pretty classic situation for this team to be in. The card is hitched to Inno. That's not necessarily a bad thing here. Like I said, outside of the wrinkle of Quap, it isn't a bad Lifestealer game all around. I mean, I've seen better Lifestealer games in history, mind you, but there's nothing that's like offensive about this. There's nothing that makes me want to throw up looking at it.
Prepare for battle.
It has some decent targets to run at, decent guys to get your health back on, decent guys to jump into when you get your eggs, if you opt to do that. Kyrix hates his team. Wrong chat.
It's the wrong chat. Alright.
Oh, Mega Man sponsored by reading books this week.
Interesting banter.
Mutual smoke here, both teams looking at the opposite sides though. Lifestealer thinks this is really funny. Kyrix just put down a Herald banner.
30 seconds to battle.
Surprise.
Jumpman, you've been awfully quiet over there. What do you think is going to happen here? Shouts to Crising Kappa, who says, "Let's go, Chobro."
Probably nothing.
Nothing is going to happen. I mean, like in the game in general, not like the pre-room.
I like Dire team more mid-game,
Battle begins.
if they could take advantage of it. But, yeah, Radiant has probably the better late game.
I think I would agree with that. I think it is going to be like a pretty good while before Radiant's better late game comes on, especially considering that Dire... Well, I was going to say Dire also has a Dawnbreaker, but it's going to be... No, it is core Dawnbreaker. Dire also has a Dawnbreaker, which scales at least alright. I mean, it's not the best scaling hero in all of history. You're not going to be like 1v5 in people as Dawnbreaker, but it will help put the clock a little further back for the anti-mage coming on and just being able to destroy the world, I think. And even when anti-mage comes online, I think there is at least still the possibility if Lifestealer, especially if he gets like the Ags and uses it well, I think the possibility is always going to exist for anti-mage to spill, even if he is favored in most situations. I think this one's pretty tough to call from lane. I would also agree that I would, well, you didn't necessarily say this, but I think I would slightly favor the Dire, but it's not by much. Either way, I think it's time for everyone's favorite part of the cast, the roll call. On Clock and Ball Torture. Pause 1 on the Anti-Mage, we have Krem. Pause 2, we've got Moon River on the Queen of Pain. Pause 3, we've got Charlie Wang, sponsored by Anal Beads, on the Centaur Warrunner. Pause 4, PS of Vol, also known as Declamondo, also known as Lorray, also known as a great many things on the Ogre Magi. Pause 5, we got Black Joe on the Dazzle. It's funny because Chuck even told me to put Black Joe as the 4 and PS of Vol as the 5 on the All-Star vote, and then since I've done that, they've ran that combination 0 times. Oh, Black Joe might be getting the first blood here. He is indeed. He's going to take out the Vengeful Spirit here. Dawnbreaker, very low mana, but will continue to exist. Crising Kappa says, "Let's go, Jumpman." So it's definitely somebody you know. I think Crising Kappa is another one of those secret guys. I don't know who the hell that is. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, for the Fellowship of the Ping. Pause 1, you've got Inno on the Lifestealer. Oh yeah, Chuck, captain of the Clock and Ball Torture. Pause 1, you got Lifestealer, being played by Inno. Pause 2, you've got Chobro on the Death Prophet. Pause 3, you've got Megaman, also known as Lord 777, on the Dawnbreaker. Pause 4, the recent First Blood victim, and the recent victim of Sleeping In, Renee, all Thor on the Revengeful Spirit. And pause 5, you've got Kyrix, captain of the team, on the Shadow Shaman.
Shout out Chobro.
Shout out Chobro. How about shout out Cries and Cap, whoever that is. I mean, maybe you know who that is, but... He said, let's go Jumpman. So that's important. What'd you say?
He's my favorite person.
There we go. What about your other favorite people?
I like Chobro because I beat him mid.
There you go. Was that during the that Hollywood season actually for you?
Yes, but it was also recently in our own in-house league.
Oh, there you go. You've done it twice then. Inno is kind of overcommitting to this. He is pretty likely to die. Oh no, he's just gonna barely inch away here. Really cannot be making plays like that before you get your Q on this Lifestealer this game, I think. That was really not a worthwhile investment for him. You know, it's easy to forget, but with the way, I've said it before, I'll say it again, with the way that Feast has changed, it's a much worse lane for Lifestealer now. Unless you can get, like, a lot of hits with your W, and right now you have one level of it, and that's not really going to happen. Kyrix is doing a good job trying to keep him in, though. Oh my god. PI having issues. Destro Lock says, let's go, Joe. Oh, that's Jopa, okay. You've been in here multiple times, but you've never said who you are. I mean, maybe you're lying, that would be funny, but apparently, Cries and Cap. Oh wait, no, it's Liquid Jopa. What am I saying? I confused Jopa with Jasso for a second, but no, it's Liquid Jopa, which means that Maceless Void, who I thought was Liquid Jopa, is not that guy, so whoops. Shoutouts to Shadow Chatter. Thus far, last hits are favoring Charlie Wang's team pretty consistently through all these lanes. Death Prophet is keeping it even, but the Lifestealer, and especially the Dawnbreaker, pretty down right now. Now going for more harass on the Centaur, has gotten no more levels since his last attempt, and therefore it goes exactly the same way. It's just, you know, there's an old definition of insanity quote, you know, from Far Cry 3 and all that. It's still true. Still true to this day. Grim's got a full-ass magic wand, so... I think at this point the play on Dire is to just try to play as conservatively of a lane as you can for the time being. Like, right now these guys are pretty down. You can make an advantage later, but for now I definitely think the way forward is trying to get, like, pulls, trying to pull camp. Not letting Black Joe hit that camp that you're trying to pull with. To pull his own creeps, like... Trying to play this conservatively, I think, is your goal. Not get in front of anti-mage, but you don't want to, like, see the lane to him. Right? You don't want to, like, walk away. We can fight over the Lotus Pool here. We're gonna hit the Rage. He's gonna lose his Courier. Shackles on the Centaur Warrunner. He's getting real low here. He's having to retreat. Very low. Oh, just barely dies to long-range Shadow Shaman right-click. Shaman does have enough to get a Hex here. Yes, of all might regret turning around to get that one last, but a harass in, double kill.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And then Inno tips PS of all for some reason. It's not very nice. Got the first use of Moon River. No, baby, that wasn't good. Got the first use of Exo here. Didn't get a kill, but it did make Quap waste her first ult. There's that.
Dire's middle
Awkward
tower is
stalemate
under
at mid.
attack.
Nothing really happening here.
Radiant are scanning.
Kyrix sneaks the Wisdom Rune here, so it's 2 Wisdoms. Well, Wisdom Shrine, sorry. That's 2 Wisdoms. I think you can afford to be a little bit more competitive in this bot lane now if you're Dire, but Black Joe is just pulling, man. Every wave he just pulls in, and every wave Anti-Mage is just getting. Right now he is top of the last hits. Well, she is top of the last hits. It's the classic what Anti-Mage get. Getting breathed on, at least there's that. Got a very weird sounding bad ping, so there's that. Once again, banter happening at top lane here. Once again, Lifestealer at least starting on the wrong end of it. Pretty low here. Oh, he does not have enough mana to pick Q and thus dies. That's a little embarrassing. And then he gets tipped. I mean, he kind of deserves that if I'm being honest. Gotta. I mean, you don't have that much mana that you have to expend as Lifestealer, so I guess I'm not, like, it's not unthinkable that you might forget that that mechanic exists in the game, but that ain't great. Mage level 6 already. Black Joe is taking a bit of a powder from the XP range, giving Anti-Mage a free level here. And tries to cut in here, gets a little interrupted. Is out of mana here. Definitely want to get yourself Soul Ring in this lane, I think. That's like, or in this game on the Dawnbreaker here. I think for a hero like this that's going to have like these high mana cost abilities, you really have no excuse not to build one against an Anti-Mage, I don't think. Or anybody who builds Diffy early, like a PL or something. Not like you're going to be facing PL with that combo, not anytime soon, but hey, you know, if that did happen.
Lights out.
Kyrix, yep, using the first Snakes here is going to get most of Centaur's HP. The Ogre's going to cut in. Can't get the kill, but both these guys are looking pretty bad. Moon River is in, though. Chuck is, like, trying to bait here, I think. Now gets screamed at. He hits his Q. He's not level 6 in the... Oh, man, Anti-Mage is actually TP'd in here. Going to hit the Centaur ult to try and get the kill on Kyrix, and that is going to succeed. Kind of an unnecessary mana void, but what are you going to do? So that's a double kill top. They did pull 4 people here to do that, but I don't think they're that concerned by that. Chobro, seeing the lane, you know, seeing that the Quap is now no longer here, is just going to immediately hit Exo and try to push this tower in with the siege creep behind her. Black Joe is going to protest, but it's level 5 versus level 9, and Chobro has a haste rune. Well, I was gonna say it's looking pretty bad for Black Joe, but he's just going to TP out. AM 12-minute Battle Fury on the way. You might be right. Well, a little later than that, but not by much. Oh no, actually no. Looks like this is going to be about 12 minutes actually. Considering, well, actually, maybe not, because this stack is kind of hard to take without some kind of cleave. Much easier for Mega Man, frankly, than Anti-Mage. But... okay, well, this top lane is just a bloodbath. Dino gets another turnaround again. something on courier, I guess. Oh no, he's just sending the courier back home. Building something with that elven skin. I'm guessing, yeah, building OOC. It's good against the Centaur, but it sure feels pretty late. 12 minutes is like a long time to wait to get an item like that. So Centaur's getting beat up here. He's not really that scared because he has the he has the ability to pull out anyway. And I was gonna try and bait the ult out of him, but no dice. BS getting dove here below bot T1. I'm not really sure why she's there to begin with, to be honest with you. Quad Blade Mail, okay, Charlie Wang is just gonna walk right back and eaten by Inno. Sure, why not? They get most of Ogre Magi, but can't quite get the job done. They're gonna have to be settling for getting this top T1, which will fall pretty quick. They have the glyph for it on the Radiant. They do not look like they have the desire to save it. Wop is thinking about it. She's coming in. Got ult.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, this is pretty bad all of a sudden. But still just did not get there quite in time. So everybody on the Radiant gets to TP into top or just be at top right after the tower dies.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Dire's gonna run over bot. They call it being shitty. How about that?
Oh, yeah, you stopped echoing, but it's better now.
Bottom tower has fallen.
I was never echoing. Don't believe these lies. Okay, VS. VS looking pretty roughed up here. VS looking pretty dead here. Kyrix thinks about making the save, no dice. In fact, now Kyrix is in kind of a lot of trouble. He's going to try and take the Twin Gates out of here. And he's gonna succeed. Quab doesn't get there in time. Not like she'd be able to really do anything if she did. Blade Mail coming out on the Dawnbreaker. Pretty behind looking. The Y button here, and yeah, that's not too surprising. I guess what is surprising is just how bad things have been going for Charlie Wang. I thought with all those kills coming out his lane for a while, he would be at least in contention. I mean, I know he was worse for wear, all things said, but got really bad for him. I guess the problem is that when Lifestealer got kills on him, it was like solo kills or duo kills on the Shaman, whereas when the reverse happened, it was like with 5 people, so Chobro is now in a very awkward spot. They're going to call the Dawnbreaker. Love this Dawnbreaker call, but they're not going to be able to get the Quap because she's going to be able to regen so much off of that. Dazzle's just going to keep her alive. Dazzle kind of might regret using this ult at this point pretty soon. Yeah, he's just going to die. Anti-Mage going to be just alone, soloing at bot while this is happening.
Dire's structures are fortified.
My Steeler's actually gonna come in behind him here. Fresh him a little bit, as his Radiance queued.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright.
I missed that guy.
Whatever happened to Randy? The world wonders. So, 15 minutes, it's a little crazy. 15 minutes, we're 7-7 with a 1k net worth lead. This is pretty much, all things said, kind of a tie at the end of lane phase. Notably, the brunt of the money for the Radiant is on the Death Prophet here.
You already know? Question mark. Hello.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, welcome. Ogre Magi is building a Midas. Ogre Magi is getting stalked by Do something, Shaman! What the hell was that? Did he just not notice or what? I don't know if that needed an Exo necessarily.
I want to point out now that I'm auto looking, and nothing's happening. That
Dire's middle
anti-mage
tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
was
Yeah?
is under
first
attack.
place in net worth by a considerable margin for this fight, which is concerning.
Oh no, Anti-Mage and DP have been about tied for a while now.
Oh, they're fighting.
Radiant's
T2
bottom tower
just
has
gets
very
immediately
concerned.
eaten.
I'm very concerned that anti-mage has this much net worth in a game where
Dire's middle tower
this
is
game
under
should be the
attack.
late game team. Or this team should be the late game team, anyway.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Where do I sign up for Flaming or Nay? That's just like a privilege. I mean, you can just do that in chat. My Stealer has decided against getting the Radiance after all and is instead going to go for a Deso.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Must provide
just-
portfolio.
you do. Yeah,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I guess it's fine. Like, mortgaging late game, you already lost early game. It's questionable, but. We somewhat lost early game. I don't think you lost that badly. So
Yeah,
it
like I
actually
said, at
good.
15
He's
minutes,
going
it was 7-7 with a 1k net worth advantage. So, I guess the idea is okay. Nope, yeah, he's going Basher. Ino cannot decide what he wants to build. He's just changing his queue like every few minutes. Or no, he just finished the Deso. Okay, never mind.
No, he has the Deso, so.
Yeah. He's gonna get walked at here. Going to.
Nobody can
Alright.
stop this? Hello? Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, they have 0 BKB piercing stuns, so
one.
he's always going to be able to hit Q and get away.
That's a rough one, yeah. Need like an Abyssal and Anti-Mage ASAP.
Yeah. Is not going for that yet, is going for the Manta style. Bro thought Ogre was on his team. He really did, honestly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We're kind of walking into everybody here. He's actually pretty bad. Luckily, well, I don't know if it's luckily. I guess it depends on who you want to win, but
Radiant's middle
Kyrix
tower
walks
is
up
under
there,
attack.
and Quaff gets the hell out of town immediately. It was kind of awkward. Having trouble actually hitting the tower. The Wang went in here pretty deep. Centaur is going to run away as a chicken. Going to immediately kill the VS. Oh my god, Anti-Mage tried to go in on that fight and almost died doing it. Pop screams at the guys trying to kill successfully, I suppose, killing the, oh no!
Okay.
That's bad. Chobro gets
Oh,
annihilated
okay.
by the AM. But then Mega Man, or not Mega Man, well yeah, Mega Man, just stomps Moon River right back. Charlie Wang next to Falls. They're having some problems killing this. Oh, here comes Roche. They're having some problems killing this, Life Stealer guy.
Where we stand right now is that Flex is about to die.
Okay, this is really
maybe
bad.
not?
This is really bad. Life Stealer
Sure.
takes a 1v3.
Where we are at this moment is either Dire puts his game out of reach within 10 minutes, or it's unwinnable for Dire.
I think it's unwinnable now.
Like, maybe, but something could happen within the next 10 minutes, and if nothing happens within the next 10 minutes, it's completely over.
Anti-Mage getting hammered here. He's managed to get out. My Stealer always goes red. Red is pretty bad here. Tale of two opinions. hard to scale without it. I mean, you're not gonna win the late game war anyway with anti-mage. There is some like logic behind it. You can see it in their strategy. Like they're pretty much just trying to hit towers off cooldown. Right? Like, okay, that was a terrible lifestealer ult, unfortunately for the guy. That was a horrific lifestealer ult, and it really badly griefed this fight. But going to at least knock out the ogre for it. Pretty minimal effort. But it's still a 2-for-1, and they're going to have to walk away with this exo. Or maybe not. I mean, Lifestealer doesn't care. He's just walking right back in. Takes several attempts to actually kill this tower, but the job does get done. And Inno is just going to walk into a million people and die again. This is not how you're going to win this game.
One more lost fight for Dire is a total GG, and right now it's mostly GG. Oh, hello? Anti-Mage is randomly dying? Never mind. Forget what I just said 5 seconds ago.
I mean, it's still a loss for Dire, all things considered, but at least they got that coming out of it.
Okay, so I think one more lost team fight for Dire is still a GG.
They're still gonna walk away with the money for that. That's a nearly 2k net worth swing. About 1.5 actually, but still. 1.5k net worth swing has put them back in the lead, just barely. Industrial Lock saying, optimally there shouldn't be a farm contest. If they miss that, Dire has a heavy push lineup and window. If they miss that, Rad's not helping Nakes. I think I would agree with that. We were talking a little bit about it, but I think I would agree with that idea. Like, you can't go late game on the Lifestealer here. That's just not a winning prospect, frankly. They are trying to, and you can see the progress so far. They're trying to get into a situation where they can just win in the like in the early goings. They've already knocked down 2 T2s, they're immediately walking at another. They're literally just trying to drop ults on towers. Arcane Rune here is going to be taken very nicely by the Quap. It's immediately snapped up. Probably for Shiva's next, but T1 is going to get denied by the Dawnbreaker. Standardly is actually past the Quap. Quap's actually, even though the Radiant are winning these fights, Quap's actually kind of starting to fall off here. She's just having to take them so defensively that she's not really getting much like assist gold or anything. And Chuck is like another support, basically. This guy has Blink and Crimson Guard. This is a crazy go for these guys up here. I hear exo noises, but she's so far away. Going to ignore the Quap, try to just go for the... Oh! They were waiting for the anti-mage!
Oh! He's alive!
Just barely alive. Quap tries to get out here, gets silenced at a really inopportune time, is going to go down. Shaman being very annoying the backline of this fight. Ogre Magi is going to take care of that eventually, but boy, it sure takes a minute. Dazzle's going to TP out without the Basher. He actually opted not to go Basher on the Lifestealer after all. Not going to be able to do anything about that. Anti-Mage has decided that's enough for this fight and has blinked out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Inno's still sleeping, maybe. My 2 Karma says this looks like an average pub. It kind of does. That's all the outers now down. They're about to just walk into Centaur here. Centaur's going to get a pretty good stun. I really don't think this is what they want to do here. Huge mana void. Chuck is going to... No, Chuck is going to live. The Dazzle running in here ruined everything.
It is the one more lost team fight that ends the game for Dire. Call it.
Yeah,
Call
it's
it, guys.
over.
Dire should honestly just call GG. But unironically,
Yeah, it was really bad. That looked like it was going to be horrific for the Charlie Wang team there. That looked like it was just going to be Centaur dies and then Anti-Mage dies, but Dazzle was just
Dire's
barely
middle
able to reach that
tower is under
fight, and that
attack.
instantly turned it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And yeah, it does feel like they missed the bus at this point. Well, should have gone. I disagree with that though. Like I said, you're just not gonna win against this team late game. Like I think if you're building for late game, you're not gonna be like winning out in any case. You definitely should have gotten the basher though. I definitely hear that. AC wouldn't have been bad either, but. Okay. Good. Lifestealer hit Q, so there we go. Why Nake's target sent, like that hero used his ultimate? Good question. Yeah, I have noticed that happening a lot on the Kyrix team. The Centaur Warrunner uses the ult, and then the response is that everyone immediately goes on the Centaur Warrunner, and it, you know, fight does not go well for the Dire after that. I understand why people are trying to dodge the swap play. I don't understand the obsession with the Centaur in particular over the supports who, you know, played a big part in that fight over the anti-mage. Top's going to get stunned out here by the creeps in the camp. Ogre Magi next to fall. It's 2 for nil so far.
I doubt how much that matters.
Yeah, they didn't get they didn't get the hero that matters right now, so. Divine differential, true. Oh, looking at Moon River, not gonna get it. I think he was talking about Charlie Wang and Black
Dire's
Joe.
middle tower is under attack.
Where Black Joe MVP chance, says Nini Kurisu. Good question.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He was slowed down here pretty considerably. Lifestealer now building the Basher. Kai thinks Dire Skill's finding a way. What do you think, Randy?
I do not think so. Actually, I mean, maybe if NO goes like crazy, but Cream is also going crazy, which is the problem. Like, this anti-mage was parity at early game, which is really bad for this Lifestealer. But then Lifestealer into anti-mage is like a decent matchup for Lifestealer, so it's kind of complicated.
Yeah, Kai, I think, is like the one dissenting opinion there on that. I think he's the only person in chat or on the desk who thinks
Dire's top tower is under
Dire's
attack.
going to be late to find.
It's complicated.
Or Dire's going to find into late. Thinks it's going to be a support difference of all things. I think the supports are just so far back that doesn't really matter. Like, the game would have to go like 130 minutes for these supports to start being meaningful at all on the Dire. Or on either team, really. They're not going to get the Lifestealer, but they are going to get his Courier. He gets everybody to turn around here. Denies a haste rune, what a bastard. Even the Dawnbreaker. I guess she's doing a little better, but... You know, it's historically not... This Mega Man guy is historically not known for having a lot of money at the end of the game. There's a lot of pings coming out. Lifestealer, you mad lad. What are you doing? Just walked right through the entire Radiant lineup. Luckily, for him. They still can't do anything about his Q, so he just gets to get away. They look like they're prepping for Tormentor here. Maybe. Thinking about it, at least. It's not an active Exo, just looked like it. Yeah, they are. Gonna go for Tormentor, they're gonna turn it into a chicken. Gonna hit Exo on it, actually. Which is not a bad use of Exo if you don't think you're gonna be getting a tower anytime soon. With the T3s now being the outermost towers Radiant have, that's not too bad, I don't think. Putting charges on the Lifestealer Nessus, who's that? Well, they do have the eggs on the Dawnbreaker, I believe that's new. As of, it's gonna be new in the next fight. Anti-Mage, oh my god, is almost done. Well, he's not that close to done, or she's not that close to done because it's one Anti-Mage, but 4 or 6 slots here. Already out. Which I guess is the same amount Lifestealer has. Well, he still has upgrades to do on some of his items. They know something's going on here at Bomb. They don't quite see exactly what, and Anti-Mage, who's alone, is going to be able to get out here. BKB just picked up on the Queen of Pain. That's going to be 9-second BKB in the next fight. Whop. They might actually get the Ags on the VS before next fight, which is a little crazy. BKB also out on the DP, so most mids are going to be getting it here. Quappa is going to have to use it to TP, and it's not even going to get out, it's going to get bashed. This is good. I like the swap, but Quap didn't even realize it was happening. Tries to suck off Charlie Wang and gets it reflected, so that's not good. That was just a comedy of errors. That was very unfortunate. Especially bad for the 9-second BKB. It's going to give them a free T2 here. Actually going to offensive, well, I was going to say offensive glyph for it, but actually Lifestealer just had their T3 men, so.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Steeler seems to be intending to build his own Shivas. Or not Shivas, Scotty, rather. Dire's now pushed up to the T3 top.
Tower is under attack.
Honestly, if you're Sham, just drop the snakes, right? Like. They're going for the Centaur here. The tower, the T3 tower at the top is going to die. Dazzle's going to intervene here. Gets the Shallow Grave on the Centaur Warrunner. Should be able to hold this here. I know it's on CD used in the last fight, so will not be able to hold. I get it down. The snakes come out at the worst time I've ever seen in history. I don't know what he was thinking. Why are Quap and Centaur poor? Because they've been legitimately just letting Anti-Mage get all the farm while just trying to soak attention. They're playing some TI3 Dota right now. Yeah. Just not farming, what Looter says, which I would agree with. You can see, if we look at the last hits right here, yeah. The Quap is barely beating Megaman, who's infamous for never hitting creeps, and the Centaur Warrunner has no last hits at all, basically. Good Lotus Orb, though. Good Lotus Orb game. I agree with that. Like to see that. With the Centaur out, they're looking at Roche, but the problem is he's going to be up real soon. Now they're looking at Dazzle. This guy has been a big pain in the ass for him this game, so I agree with the desire to get that. Centaur Warrunner is going to hit ult, go in. Anti-Mage!
Oh no!
Anti-Mage! He's silenced instead! Okay.
Okay. Question mark. Game is somehow winnable.
Wow, we were wrong.
For no reason it's winnable. For no logical reason whatsoever. Okay.
Well, there is a logical reason there. Anti-Mage
Anti-Mage
overcommitted, yeah. Anti-Mage overcommitted to the fight. Use the blanket.
is not a good enough hero for this.
Uses a blanket at bad time. Took a fight where they were down too many people. Like the Quap was not even there for that.
Is under attack.
It turns out when you have a pretty harsh lead to deal with, it doesn't really matter if you take a 3v5 and waste your blank. You know what I mean? Does not matter. I mean, at the end of the day, they still have a lot of stuns. They still have the silence, so you definitely have to be more careful than Krem was going into that fight. It's not over yet, though. They are going to get a set of racks. They're not going to be able to do anything more than that. We're actually going to lose bot T2 as well, it creeps. Ags is finally out on the VS. 37 minutes. They're going to see Quap trying to invade Roche Pit here. Everybody on Radiant's actually back up, so they actually have to back up from Roche now. You do not have X or anything, which is really rotten. Radiant's going to just kind of bully them out of it. And yeah, Dire is legitimately just going to run for the hills. 3 guys on Dire are running into base right now.
Dire are scanning.
Scan out Roche Pit. Not a bad guess. That's indeed where they're at. They're going to take out Roche in record time here. Feeling loves on the floor.
4th and 5th guys in Dire are showing these waves. It's good.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Ice Stealer is almost just going to get, yeah, is going to just get caught here. They do not contest the Roche fight at all. They do not think they can
away.
I think that retreat from the Roche Pit, though, I understand why they didn't want to take the fight. You could argue it was probably the right call. I don't think necessarily 3 people backing all the way into base, though, was the solution. Oh, it's going to make things awkward for the Dire. It's going to put a lot of brakes on this game. Not really what they want to have happen here. AC of all things coming out on the Centaur Warrunner. Interesting to see that on a guy with no items. I cannot agree with that, I think. Centaur is going to ult in on the DP. Dawnbreaker is going to fall on it. Anti-Mage is going to pop ult on the...
Guys. Your Anti-Mage?
Life Stealer coming in on the back of the fight, who's going to eat everybody else besides the Anti-Mage.
Guys? Question mark?
2 for nothing. Not the most ideal Aegis fight. Anti-Mage a little obsessed with that.
Just rolling over?
A little too obsessed with that DP. They're trying to go after like one of the worst targets for him there. Man avoided a target with BKB up, by the way, which does not do anything. They're just going for T4s again.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they wasted the Shaman ult.
Yeah, the creeps are nowhere near.
Well, it's half wasted. It's not wasted?
Middle
Question.
tower has fallen.
It's not wasted at all, actually. Maybe ending the game.
Yeah, they're not buying back.
Game over?
No,
Game over? Game over?
Life Stealer turned around.
Really, DP?
Life Stealer accidentally double tapped his ult. Quap is dead. Quap is dead. The Shallow Grave is great, though. Shallow Grave. It's gonna keep her alive.
The skill throw.
Anti-Mage died in the back of that. Holy crap. Hitting the playmail target. No, Anti-Mage. No!
Game is over. What?
They're just gonna hit their buttons and hit the Ancient. Chopro is literally ignoring the fight. Shout out Chopro.
What do you call it when a man takes a ball and then uses his arm to propel it in a certain direction?
I don't know.
What?
I believe Randy is trying to say that was a throw. I think I agree to at least some degree. It
Yeah,
definitely. I think the key issue in that game is that the Quamp and the Centaur were being so generous to the Anti-Mage, gave Anti-Mage all the form of the map, all the space on the map, were constantly leading the Radiant around, or leading the Dire around by the nose, but I don't know how much Anti-Mage appreciated that. I think that was the key issue there. I think Anti-Mage was taking those fights, you know, Krim thinking in his head, you know, I'm a mile and a half ahead, right?
Didn't
Like
say
crazy
that.
game.
Just implied.
Yeah, there we go. Up. Got lobbed to move to a lobby before I even start recording on my first video. Anyway, I think Anti-Mage started assuming, okay, my team is a million miles ahead. I don't have, you know, the fights are not going to be, you know, the world is not revolving around me in the fights, right? That was not true. He started doing these, like he was, you know, the last fight, Anti-Mage blew himself up, nearly two lives in a row, blew himself up on Blade Mail, right? Like, that's not good. You know, the fight where the Dire got themselves to get a turnaround in started off with Anti-Mage getting, like, just jumping in, using his Manta style way too quick. Wasn't that good either. And he wasn't even at the end of his lineup. Anti-Mage was fighting there, like he was 6-slotted, but he didn't even have his Basher upgrade or anything. He had a BKB in, which is just awkward. You're never 6-slotted, really, if you have to get a BKB as Anti-Mage. That just sucks. Especially when Lifestealer does not have any need to do that at all, right? Super awkward. But yeah, started playing like he was on top of the world when was not really there yet. Was just shy of on top of the world. Was fighting like his team was with him, but nope, his team was still at the bottom of that mountain. I mean, the other two Dire core, or the other two Radiant cores, bottom two cores in the server net worth, the Centaur Ore Runner doing lower than the VS that had like a terrible game.
Isn't he divine?
The Centaur, yes.
That's crazy.
We'll see what happens next time.